All right, we're doing a live recording session. This is with Frantic. This is Gold 4 on PC. You're playing Orisa and Zarya on Ilios. So, I've already seen the entire game, but before we jump in, is there anything in particular that you're interested in talking through or have questions about?
Definitely my positioning, making sure I'm taking the best position that I can be taking, and maintaining the space that I acquire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to open against Zarya, so as Orisa. How do you feel about that matchup? Like, what are you thinking about?
I feel like she countered me. Hey, Desmond, watch out.
You feel like she counters you, so do you feel like it's like can never play it? Do you feel like can sometimes play it?
Yeah, sometimes I can play it. It kind of depends on like how the Zarya is playing. Like sometimes if it's, tank versus tank, I feel like she wins it. But if I can avoid fighting her and focus on the targets that I actually want to, then it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, let's say that you threw you and Zarya into a room together. Just nobody else, just you and Zarya in a box. Full health, all cooldowns, but she starts at 0 energy. Do you think you win that or you lose that?
If she starts at 0 energy, I think she wins it.
Okay. So you think that even in because that's really the best case scenario for you, right? In terms of her being at 0 energy, you think it's 0 energy that you win that. So I think you will actually win that, right?
Yeah.
Given like equivalent amounts of skill. So the thing is, do you know how much damage Zarya does at 0 energy?
Maybe 90 a second, 80 or 90 a second, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know how much she does at full charge?
I think at least double, 180.
Yep, it's just about 180. It's 170, right? So
you
have 550 health, but like half of this is armor basically. So you effectively have something like 700 effective health. So at 90 damage a second, it's gonna take her like 7+ seconds to kill you, right? 7 8 seconds to kill you. And that's not including reloads, which you'll have to reload at least once to kill you. And you have that's not assuming you don't pop Fortify. So Fortify is going to give you the extra armor, and it's going to halve the damage incoming. Because really, all you have to do is survive 2 bubbles, right? After you survive 2 bubbles, then you sort of have a 3rd bubble coming, but then you just blow through because then she only has like 450 health or whatever, right?
Yeah, especially if I can get in close to her and I get that full damage.
Exactly.
Headshots, yeah.
So the reason why I'm starting this like thought example is to think if you don't think you can beat Zarya in like a best case scenario, which is you're both like point blank in a room, no escapes, no supports, nothing, she has no energy. If you don't think you can win that matchup, then I think you're gonna have a lot of trouble ever playing this. Because a huge part about playing in Zarya is recognizing sometimes you can win that matchup. Like I would agree that Zarya has an advantage against Orisa. I don't think it's unplayable, but Zarya definitely can be killed. The key thing is looking for what is that right moment. And even when she's high charge, right? Even when she does 170 damage a second, if you pop Fortify, you're functionally unkillable,
Yeah.
So like if she doesn't have any bubbles, like imagine this way, right? All you have is Fortify, but you're full health. Zarya has full energy, right? But no bubbles.
Yeah.
Do you think you win or lose that?
Full energy?
Yeah.
She has full. I'm dead. She's gonna kill me so fast.
I think there's actually almost no way for her to kill you. Because think about it, right? Fortify reduces your damage in half, right? So she goes from 170 down to, let's just round and say 90. So again, that's like saying, like imagine Fortify doesn't give you bonus armor. At 90 damage a second, it's going to take her like 7 8 seconds to kill you. That's, if you can't kill her with no bubbles, all you do is 450 damage, right? You have Javelin, you're like point blank. Do you know how much damage Orisa does?
No, I think it's like 60 maybe percent.
Way higher. It's like 130.
Oh, okay.
Orisa does a ton of damage, right? So let's actually try this real quick. So play, training, practice range. So I'll try it as Orisa just to show you just how fast you can kill Zarya.
Yeah.
So go Orisa, spin over. So Zarya, right? So 1, 2, 3. About 4 seconds, right? That's really fast.
That's super fast,
right? Like, and obviously, you're not going to hit anywhere close to this level of accuracy typically. But like, if I'm point blank, like it's going to be even I'm like dodging. Like, obviously, she's not moving at all. Like, I'm still going to hit most of that. But even if I go from farther away, right, and now I'm going to intentionally miss some, like she's still taking a good amount of damage here, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And now imagine that I also like, let's say I'm going to miss some, right? Then javelin her. Now I walk forwards, and you see now I aim at the head, and she dies almost instantly, right? When I aim at the head, it doubles the damage. She dies so fast. So knowing the numbers, because it's good that you know the Zarya numbers. I'm surprised you thought Orisa does so little damage. Like, she does a lot of damage. Right?
Yeah, maybe I just feel like her damage is less because I feel like maybe my aim is not as good, so it feels like it's less.
Correct. Like, I think there's plenty of times where your effective damage is around 60, but when you get up close, right? Just look at Soldier here, right? Soldier's got 200 health, right? About 2 seconds, right? It's a little less than 2 seconds. Definitely not 60, right? 60 would be almost 4 seconds to kill him, right? He dies fast, and a big part of this is the fact that there's travel time on the projectile. If I start close, 1,000, 2, 1,000, right? Just before 2 seconds, and he's dead. And again, if you shoot him in the head, instant death.
Yeah.
So really, really important to just start from that frame of reference in terms of just thinking through, thinking through like the matchup. Because again, don't underestimate just how dangerous you are if you can find her without bubbles. It's the problem is when she has bubbles that everything is going to be really, really problematic.
Yeah.
So this is my general advice on Orisa versus Zarya, right? Sometimes you have to play it because obviously you start out as Orisa in this game, she starts as Zarya, you didn't have any prior information, you have to play it. That's which is just fine. So my advice is track bubbles first. It seems like you're already kind of doing that, which is great. The way to think about it is first bubble comes out, okay, can't do anything about it. Second bubble comes out, can't do anything about it. How many bubbles does she have now, typically, after using 2 bubbles?
0. Maybe halfway to another bubble if she's using them really fast.
Right. So
she's already used 2 bubbles,
Right. Well, the thing about it, so there's actually like a 1 second-ish delay between when she uses bubbles. She can't actually do them like back to back. There's like a slight cooldown in between. So even if she used them back to back, right? So let's call it about 2 seconds, right? 2 + 1, 2 + 1, right? That's 6 seconds right there. That's about 4 seconds to her next bubble. But how often does Zarya's actually use bubbles, like literally back to back?
Not very often.
There's usually at least a few seconds there, right?
Yeah.
Which means
they're only gonna space them out a little bit.
Exactly. Which means functionally, she almost always has a third bubble after the second bubble to start the fight. So the way to think about it is not that Zarya has 2 bubbles. Think at the beginning of a fight, Zarya has 3 bubbles. Helps me a lot to think through like when the Zarya is actually vulnerable, right?
Okay.
Because usually there'll be some delay between bubble 1 and bubble 2, which means by the time bubble 2 finishes, bubble 3 is incoming. So I certainly can't kill her, right? Because it's going to take me at least a few seconds to kill her. So that bubble will come up before I can land the kill. Unless she gets like headshot by a Widow or Hanzo or something like that, she's almost always going to have a third bubble to prevent her death. And if I commit on that, and then she has the bubble and I can't finish the kill, then it often results in me dying. After her third bubble, what is her percentage uptime on bubbles after that?
After her third bubble, what is it? 10 seconds about, right?
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So 10 seconds, bubble lasts 2 seconds. That means after her third bubble, she can only have bubble 20% of the time.
Yeah.
Right? That's the window after the third bubble that you can now punish her. And if you apply pressure relentlessly, it can prevent her from playing the game. Right?
Yeah.
Unless she makes a mistake, she's probably not going to die. But like if you pressure her after the third bubble, what's she going to do? She's going to back up. Right? Because now she has no bubbles. Even if she's high energy, like, again, you do a lot of damage, right? She really has to respect the amount of damage that you do, plus your team can shoot her too. So she can't push into you when she's high energy with no bubbles unless you're very, very low and about to die. But as long as you still have health, especially if you fortify, she can't push into you. So she's going to back up. And then she's going to try to walk back in when she has a bubble. But if she only has 1 bubble, I can wait that out and then push her back again, and I continue creating that space. Offense, defense, same way, right? I can continually force her back after that bubble. The problem is if she runs away, then waits for 2 bubbles to come back, and then pushes back in, now I start all over again, right? Because now I'm looking at 3 bubbles, and she's high charge. This is why, against Zarya, the longer the fight goes on, the worse it goes for me. So on offense, try to push the pace. On defense, you don't have a lot of choice, right? Because they can choose to disengage and usually can't follow that up. But thinking it through, it's like, look, the longer the fight goes on, it's bad for me. But there have to be windows where she is, in fact, vulnerable. Because people feel, like, on the subreddit, people talk about it all the time, like, oh, Zarya's like 1,000,000 bubbles. I can never kill her with that bubble. But literally, after that third bubble, she mathematically can only have 20% uptime on bubbles after that. Which means 80% of the time, she's vulnerable. But Zaryas are smart, so they only push when they have that bubble. That makes sense?
I know because I play Zarya too. Like when I'm high charge, I want to retain that so bad. So I will purposely be a little conservative, and because I do not want to die. If I'm 100 charge, I don't want to die. I'll take advantage of mistakes, but ultimately I want to survive, so I'm going to back up if someone's pushing into me.
Exactly. So think about that when you play against Zarya, is to exploit that as well. I would also note, once you're high charge, the marginal value they gain from shooting your bubble is very, very low. Like, if you're 90 energy and someone shoots your bubble, you get 10 energy out of it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that doesn't really increase your DPS, but it makes you suddenly vulnerable. So as Orisa, when you're like, screw it, the Zarya's high charge, just shoot the bubble. There's a great...
Because the value of her bubble is going to be less now.
Exactly, right? Additionally, she's much more dangerous. She gets more value from that invincibility now, right? When she's at 0 charge, if she puts bubble, I can just literally go AFK and just watch her, because 90 damage per second on tank is nothing. But when she's at high charge, I need to respect the 170 damage per second. So I don't want to wait 2 seconds for the bubble to pop. I want to pop it right away, like within, half a second if I can. Not that I personally can do enough damage, but if I see any damage on it, I pop the bubble right away. That way you have to immediately retreat, right? Or I can javelin you away from me even. You have a lot of options at that point. So I think those rules are very helpful against Zarya in general, right? Think of her as having 3 bubbles at the start of fights, but after that point, she only can have bubble for 20% of the time. There will be moments where she's vulnerable. When she is high charge, just pop the bubble anyway if you have to, right? Just to get her off of you, because otherwise she'll create space by walking into you with the bubble.
Exactly. Okay.
All right. So let's watch the actual gameplay here. So we're going to come forward here, and you're going to go right side, mega side, which is pretty good. I think generally that's the way this is played. You're going to see the Zarya, you poke her a little bit, that's fine. You change targets, good. How do you feel about that javelin?
I missed it. I missed so many javelins right here, honestly.
So one thing that's important is you can't improve your accuracy during a game, right? Like nobody can just say just aim better, right? That's like terrible advice. It's like I play a lot of basketball, right? During the course of a game, like I have the teammates I have. If my teammate's missing 3-pointers, I can't just tell them aim, be a better shot. How is that going to help you win the game? What's important here to evaluate is, was this a good opportunity to use it? Because that I can change. I can change my decision making about throwing it or not. So what we want to evaluate here,
because there's so much coverage and that little window between the 2 statues is so small.
Exactly,
like,
right?
Yeah.
It's really hard to hit a javelin here because both these targets, right, are basically already about to leave your area. And like maybe you go for the Mercy in the back, but like you're also not going to get that kill because the Mercy's too far away, even if you slam her into the back wall. So right now, I want to save javelin and not just spam it away. Additionally, what is the most likely outcome of the next 3 seconds of this fight? What do you think is going to happen between you and the opposing team? Like what are you going to do? Let's put that easily. Where are you going to go?
Where I go, I should go right, I think, behind the statue and in between the mega.
Yeah.
Try to go for the Zen.
Correct. You're going to push this way, right? And what's the Zen going to do?
He's going to back up or try to get me. I don't know.
Exactly. Like one of these 2 options is going to happen. But the thing is, when you push into him, the javelin gets way easier, right? Because now you're very, very close to him and he doesn't have cover. So
okay.
It's one thing if you're like, hey, I'm javeling somebody because they're, they just all got wiped and they're like 50 meters away. Yeah, throw a javelin if you want to. But right now, like within the next 3 seconds, I'm probably going to have a really good javelin opportunity. And if I hit the javelin on the Zen, what are the odds the Zen dies?
Almost guaranteed.
Almost guaranteed.
If I hit him,
right? Because the only other support on the team is a Mercy, and she can't heal enough to keep the Zen alive. So by saving Javelin here, I have a kill opportunity. But without Javelin, it's relatively unlikely that I will kill the Zen.
Yeah.
I think you actually might end up killing the Zen anyway, but I'm just noting in most scenarios, it's unlikely you will kill the Zen without Javelin. Okay. So again, not focusing on the aim, but focusing on decision, right? Because right here, as I push in, easy Javelin, right? He's like basically 50% of your screen right now. Easy Javelin,
that's
toss
when
it
I should have saved it.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
But like little things like this accrue over the course of the game. These are like those like micro optimizations that you need to be doing to play at a higher level, is thinking, okay, every ability use that I do, was that valuable or not?
Yeah.
So Zen's gonna die right now because nobody in the team is paying any attention, including the Mercy or the Zen or like I have no idea why the Zen pushed to this pillar. But okay, he dies. Great. So what are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking they're down to support. I want to push in and try to get that Mercy now.
Great. Excellent. So I would note here that I would also remember there's a Zarya behind me, right? Because you saw the Zarya and you let the Zarya go, which is perfectly fine. I think this is absolutely the right call, and I think you generally have a good instinct as to when to push in. But what are you going to pop right now?
I'm going to go Fortify when I probably should have used my spinning thing.
Okay. So what's your general framework for using spin versus Fortify?
Normally, I start off with spin typically is what I like to start off with because I feel like I push into them, I push them back, and sometimes they kind of pop up a little bit. Then it's easier to get a javelin afterwards, and then I like to use my fortify when I need it. If I absolutely need it, that's when I'm going to use it. But if I use it preemptively, because that's more likely to save me than the javelin.
Absolutely. You mean spin, but yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's kind of theorize what's going to happen, okay? So let's say you spin and you go in here, okay? If the enemy team doesn't want to die, what are they probably going to do?
They're going to maybe go forward to get closer to their Zarya and hope for a bubble, or maybe back up behind cover.
I think running towards their Zarya is probably pretty tough because there's like a lot of open space here. They'll get shot by your team.
Yeah.
But I think they'll probably retreat like in various directions here away from your spin. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
So when you come in here with your spin, right, and your spin ends, roughly around here, would you pop Fortify at that point?
If I thought I was going to be able to secure a kill, if they're continuing to run away, it's almost a waste because I'm going to move slower.
That's right. So looking at the situation right now, what do you think the odds are there will be a kill opportunity after the spin?
Maybe a 30% chance.
Okay.
After this spin, I can get a kill opportunity. But, I mean, Mercy can fly away pretty easy. Soldier can sprint, and Hanzo can climb and jump.
So and he's already far away from you.
And he's already kind of far away from me. So realistically, it's either I'm going after the Soldier or the Mercy, and they can easily outplay me, both of them.
Yeah, I think 30% is optimistic, right? I would say it's probably closer to like 10%. There's no real reason why anyone should die here on the opposing team if they just run away from you. Like it's like almost impossible for you to get a kill. But the good news is, if you come all the way out here, right? If you come all the way out here with spin, and you're like, hey, look, they all just ran away from me? Great. Now I don't need to use Fortify. And then you turn back and you kill the Zarya, because remember the Zarya is still over here, and then you 5v1 the Zarya, and then you're good, right? And you get to use Fortify against Zarya if you end up needing it. So everything we talked about, I think, is the correct way to play, and that's, as we said it, is right. What you actually do is you pop Fortify right now, and you still have spin, right? So now you're pushing in, but like you're not really getting any value out of Fortify. You aren't even in danger of dying. I will note that there is a possibility that you pop Fortify here because you were getting beamed by the Zarya, because she was actually zapping you here for a second.
Maybe that's why, because I was like, I typically would do spin first. I don't know why I fortified.
Okay.
But, okay.
Do you think Fortify is a good call now that you're being beamed by the Zarya?
I don't know if it's a good call, because, I mean, I can easily just get in front of that beam, or in front of the, not the beam, the
pillar.
Statue, the pillar. But I could see maybe in game if I'm not really thinking it through. And I just feel like I'm getting damaged from multiple directions, even though the damage is minimal. Her charge is low, and it's just a soldier.
And that's the point of this coaching, right? We're trying to change your habits and behaviors. So in this situation, I would never pop Fortify because A, we already killed the Zen, so huge damage source is gone, right? B, I know I'm getting beamed by the Zarya, which is fine. The Zarya can't possibly have energy because we just started the fight, right? She has maybe one bubble worth of energy, so an easy trick is take 90 and plus just add her energy on because it's like close enough if you're trying to round quickly. So like 90 plus 40 for one bubble is 130 DPS. She's not going to kill me quickly, right? Like I got plenty of time here to be like, oh shoot, Fortify is actually a problem. I can pop Fortify now. So I think spinning in here, right, pushing them back, and then turning and be like, oh, Zarya wants to commit at me. Now I pop Fortify and just shoot her in the face. Right. So, but like the waste, using the abilities here is a waste. So we go back, right? And you're like, okay, cool. We back out of this. So now, let's kind of ignore everything that happened so far because we're in a new situation right now. Obviously, you should be trying to javelin the Mercy right now. You don't see him die, which is fine. You try to javelin the Zarya. I think that's okay. I think the problem is there's almost no way the Zarya dies here, right? With the Mercy's still alive right now. I presume she's probably still gonna have one more bubble soon after this. Yeah. So I think the javelin here, on target or not, I don't think is good value right now. I think you should save the javelin to look for another opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah. But you go in, I would always recognize like, wait, this is not gonna work. Yep, chill, right? The good news is your soldier has flanked. So right now, push in. Right? Get the Zen. So.
And I didn't get a kill. I thought I was so confident I was gonna get it.
So there's a lot here, but it's helpful because I think this is a really good opportunity to think about instincts. So first of all, coming around this corner, I would be shooting right now, like instinctively, like pre-firing even, because even a little bit of damage here makes your life way easier.
Yeah.
But shooting at the Zen right now. So Zen's on top of you. As a note, you do have spin right now still. So,
oh man, I could have knocked him off right there potentially.
You could not, or just kill them with the damage, right? Spin does like 100 damage, right? Over a couple of seconds. It's no joke, right? The Mercy would be able to save him like just barely, but like at that point you could just melee and kill him, or shoot him and kill him, and he'd die. So, like spin here would have been huge, but even right now, at this point in time, I would note: do you think you're getting away at this point in time? Like,
no, I'm dead. I know I'm dead.
Not necessarily. You actually have a lot of options here. You have like a lot of options here that I don't know if you're thinking this through. So number one is you can commit and kill the Zen. I would note here you still have spin and you're about to have fortify. It is unlikely that the Zen is going to be able to solo kill you right now, like almost impossible unless he's landing every single headshot, that he's going to kill you right now. Additionally, just shooting him right now or meleeing him gets a kill. But you lose track of him right now, you still fortify and you still have spin. So quick test. How much health does Mercy heal?
I actually don't know.
Does it feel like a lot, or in terms of supports, does it feel like a lot of healing or a low amount of healing?
Lower. I feel like it's probably like 70.
Yep.
75, something like that.
Mercy heals 55 health a second. So for perspective, Ana heals about 93. So Mercy heals about half the amount of health that Ana does. So not like definitely not trivial, right? If you're farther away, she can basically heal all of your chip damage. But at point blank, where you're hitting almost every shot, and some of them are headshots, and you have javelin, and you have spin, the Mercy's not going to make a meaningful difference on a close range fight. Like this Zen's going to die almost instantly as long as you shoot at him, or frankly hit any buttons right now. The Zen's still going to die. But even if you didn't feel comfortable, like what I would do is I would just confirm and kill the Zen, right? I would be like locked in because I've committed. Like I can't walk away from this fight now, even with fortify and spin. Like there's no way for me to get away at this point in time because I'm too low. So I would commit and kill the Zen. But let's say you didn't want to commit and kill the Zen. Do you have any other options here?
If I don't go for the Zen, then I go for the Mercy.
But the Mercy's full health here.
What are the odds? Full health. I mean, that's really my only option. Like, that's going to be advantageous. Okay, yeah, there's a mega back there if I'm
one of the options, let's say that you did less damage to the Zen, right? So the Zen's not at 30 health right now. The Zen is in fact at, let's say, 125 health and being healed by the Mercy. Now the odds of me killing him are like near zero, right? Because I'd have to like do a lot of damage here and I'm almost about to die. Even with fortify, like there's a good chance that he's gonna be able to kill me no matter what. In that scenario, I could just spin it, assuming I'm not gonna spin him off, but he's pretty far from the edge. I can spin over here, right? Get the mega, come back, and then pop fortify as I come out the doorway. Because Zen's gonna get me down pretty low, right? Probably down to, let's say, 30-ish health. So let's assume 0 to make it easy, right? Mega gives me 250 health, but fortify doubles my effective health and gives me armor, which means I have something like 600 health from 0, right? By going in here, getting this, coming back out, and popping fortify. At which point I can then 2 or 1v2 the Zen and the Mercy. Right, because I'll have javelin, I'll have spin, I'll be at point blank with the Zen, because Zen's gonna chase me, like 100% the Zen's gonna chase me, trying to get the kill before I get the mega. Assuming I make it to the mega, I pop fortify, turn around right away, or I can pop fortify before I get to the mega, just to make sure he doesn't kill me, right? And then I'll take the 1v2 against the Zen.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like you have actually like way more options here than you could imagine. But going for the Mercy here is 100% the wrong call. But you can easily confirm the kill on the Zen even without abilities. With abilities, it's fairly easy to kill the Zen. Even if you couldn't kill a Zen in the situation, you still have the mega to fall back on. So a lot of options here that I'm trying to like walk you through. See, right there when you spun him off, you actually had the opportunity to go in the doorway to go and get the mega.
Yeah. Dang.
Right now this is like pure panic, and then you're gonna die. So a huge part of playing, frankly, all heroes, but especially tanks, is realizing, hey, I'm stuck in here. I'm not getting out. Like you can see and like feel the panic when you pop fortify here. Like, oh god, I just gotta get out. There's no survival here. Like you only survive by killing. Right? This is a cage fight. You chose to go here. Just fight it out and try to get the kill.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna come back. Your team manages to hold it for a while without you. But we're missing multiple people, and they managed to cap it back. So we got nobody here with us right now. 2 people just, Moira and DPS just died, right? Just chilling, good, right? You're like, recognize that right away. You're like, okay, we're gonna chill here a little bit. Spin backwards. So where are you trying to play here?
I was just trying to get back with my team, I think, and I was just spinning so that soldier wouldn't get all charged off of me.
Yep. Okay. So where would you like to stand right now while you're waiting for your team to come back?
Probably right behind that the cement wall.
Right. Here?
Yeah, right
yeah,
there.
Exactly. This is perfect, right? That's exactly where you want to be. But you notice you started here and you retreated all the way here into the open.
Yeah.
So you could simply just stand here, right? And then you're good. So I would generally choose to wait here because I want to be able to immediately engage. If I go further back here, it opens myself up more to more possible spam damage, and I might have to use a cooldown just to get here. I'd rather stay here unless I know the whole team is pushing us, and I'm going to get killed as a result. But that doesn't feel this way because your team traded out for kills. They just got the point. You're probably fine just playing up here.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So, waiting. Yep, this is fine. So, I would note here is that you're going still a little early, right? Your Moira is still over here and your Sojourn's here, but you're already out here, like, taking damage, right?
Yeah.
And forcing Javelin. Like, be a little more patient. Just a few more seconds can make a big difference, because a few more seconds of a DPS to have free shooting because you're making space is actually super valuable.
Yeah.
So, I'll chill a bit. Okay, you see the Zarya. What's your plan?
My plan is...
For the record, I think we know the Zarya died, right? Yeah, the Zarya died, and you would know that in game. So you know the Zarya starting from 0.
Yeah, so knowing she's starting from 0, I think I got my team now. I can push up towards her because I want that space that she's in, honestly.
Exactly, right? And I think that's absolutely the right call. So you move from here, right, to here, right, and then to here, depending on, and hopefully you take the Mega, right, depending on how this ends up playing out. Because frankly, with no energy, you really need to respect her. It's not a big deal, right? Just force the bubbles out early. So we flank around the side. So why are we flanking around the side here?
Trying to bait her.
Oh, bait her going towards so you can hit her off the wall?
Yeah.
Off the map. So one of the things, you're actually quite good at environmentals. I would say you actually get more environmentals than I do because I really look for them. And one of the reasons I really look for them is because going for environmentals is relatively rare. Like most maps don't have situations where you can environmental people. So I'm not even looking for it right now. And if I was looking for it, I'd probably look at it for this way, like go left side and then knock her out this way. Because I'm going for the right side. Like she would literally have to walk over to the edge or like something close to it for me to be able to like scoop her out or javelin her out. And I think that's unlikely because she's probably going to play this section right here and I'm not going to have that chance. So I think you're better off just going to the left. It's not going to end up being a big deal, I think. I'm just noting it. Okay, so she pops bubble, you go for the soldier, great. That javelin hit the Zarya, which is unfortunate. So why are we backing out right now, right? Bubbles expired. Okay, so how many bubbles does she have?
She has one more bubble.
Okay, but actually how many bubbles does she have? Like, realistically?
Oh, yes, because realistically because she starts off with 3 bubbles, she has 2 bubbles.
Right, because, again, she's already a quarter away to the next bubble. She has 1 bubble right now. If she popped that would already be 3 seconds right there, which is going to put her at 5.5 seconds, but... Yeah, I'm just noting here the thing that she actually still has 2 bubbles, but it's fine. But do we need to retreat right now?
I feel like I probably should retreat a little bit. I mean, I have no more cooldowns, and I feel like her charge is a little high for no cooldowns. I don't have Fortify, so
that's
what I'm thinking.
Let's reverse here. Why did we pop Fortify right now?
A waste.
Yeah.
Looks like I use both my cooldowns at the same time. That's not efficient at all.
One of the most common mistakes I see out of Orisa's below Diamond is overlapping the cooldowns, right? Because they're both of them are unbelievably, they're like 2 of the strongest defensive cooldowns in the game. You can't be like putting them on top of each other unless you absolutely critically need to. You're full health here. There's no reason for you to be popping Fortify against low energy Zarya. It's just not worth it. I would also note here, I don't know if you pay attention, your Ashe got killed at the start of this. As soon as I saw that, I'd be like, oh, shoot, I'm just going to wait here, and I'm looking for the res. Because if I see a Hanzo kill the Ashe, I'm making an educated guess that the Ashe is dead in my backline somewhere pretty far back, which means that my Mercy can get an easy res off of this. In reality, that is what's happening. So over here, and your Mercy's going to go for this res, which means you're pushing the pace right now, and you'll notice you're missing 3 heroes. Granted, I don't think the Moira should be doing this. The Moira should have been following you for sure. There's no reason for the Moira to be... healing the dead body? Like, this is not going to do anything. But, like, this is a good example of, like, when stuff distracts your team, you can't be pushing, because then you end up being in this, like, outnumbered situation, and now all your cooldowns are forced, and now you to give up all this space. So what could have been a really good opportunity to push in is completely canceled out by the wrong timing and the wrong ability usage.
Yeah.
So from here... Again, Fortify, crazy long cooldown, and now we're in trouble, right? Because now I really don't want to duel the Zarya unless I have to. But you're poking over here, It's fine, right? Overclock got popped, but like there's no angles here. So why are we javelin first?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right? Again, she's very likely popping bubble. If I'm sure you know as a Zarya player, right? If you're turning the corner of the opposing team, you probably pop bubble here because you're expecting them all to shoot you.
Exactly.
So I definitely don't want to be using Javelin here because I both don't want to feed her the damage, A, but B, that means I don't have Javelin to kill a squishy with it or kill her.
Yeah,
so
it's
definitely
just waste.
No Javelin
cooldown. Yeah.
So now, why am I spinning?
I'm spinning to push the Mercy back so she can't heal the Zarya.
Okay, but is the Mercy healing on the Zarya particularly meaningful?
Not really. No. I mean, when there's 2 people healing her, it's meaningful, but...
Yeah, right? But like 55 health a second on the Zarya is not going to make or break this fight. And the Mercy can get away from you so easily, right? She just GAs away, and it's not like you're going to do a lot of damage with the spin. And not only that, look at the position that you're now in. Is this a good position?
It's the worst position.
Right? Now you're surrounded on all 4 sides, and you don't have spin, and you don't have fortify, and you don't have javelin. So you've used all of your cooldowns, and you're now stuck in the middle. And like, frankly, you should die here. I don't know if you end up dying. Okay, you just barely managed to live a little longer for your Moira to save you. But like, everything here was wrong timing, wrong ability usage.
Yeah, I think 0 value from all 3 of my cooldowns.
Right, exactly. And that's like a big thing is that I think you can clean up relatively easily because I think your actual aim is perfectly fine. Right? I think you can for sure climb easily into platinum and beyond with like your current level of aim. I'm not saying it's like perfect by any means, but like I don't think your aim's holding you back. It's the ability usage and timing that's really hurting you, right? Because like what are you doing? I'm thinking about it here is like, look, I don't have fortify. This spin is getting me stuck in. Like I'm committed in here, so without fortify, I'm just gonna get melted and I should die instantly. If the soldier aims at you here, you just die.
Yeah.
Right. But like very fortunately, you managed to get back. And you're able to reset. Now you have to pop Fortify just to stay alive. But it's unfortunate because even if I live here, I'm not going to have Fortify, which hurts my ability to actually do anything.
Yeah.
Now we're stuck. Crazy that you're still alive. Okay, and now you're dead. Alright, so coming out again. So, Zarya's holding close. Right? Javelin. Again, it's like fine. Like if you want to get some bandage, but like I would probably save it because I'm not going to get a kill there. So, the spin is... Yeah, see, like what's the plan right now? So this is like kind of a tough situation. So first of all, I need to confirm, do I have all 5 people? Because Zarya wins in neutral if I can't push her, right? If we just are at standoff distance, constantly shooting each other, the Zarya's going to win. So I want to avoid being in that distance unless I'm ready to start committing. So right here, like I have, you can also hear / see the soldier on the right, I think. Maybe you couldn't. Yeah, you can definitely hear him. Like you can hear the footsteps on the right. So like a good opportunity right now would actually be to run over here and try to catch the soldier out. Right? He's like, oh god, Zarya's here, and then she runs along the outside, and then you can spin in here and then catch him out in this side. So if the Zarya walks up to contest you, just walk over the Mega and then kill the soldier. And then you got to pick, and now it's a 5-on-4 situation. And then pop Fortify and now fight it out.
Yeah.
Makes sense? So like the soldier here actually is surprisingly vulnerable, A. But B, I know, look, we just started, right? Zarya's probably going to have a good number. Well, we actually saw her user bubble, then I guess. Yeah, so this is tough because it's harder for you to track this when you're not alive. But she's actually still really low on bubbles right now. So, right now, I would assume she's got at least 1 bubble. It's probably like 1.5. So, that's the bubble. I don't pop Fortify here because I'm full health. Right?
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, my supports will heal me to some extent. Right? Moira heals for a ton of health. Moira heals for like 130 something when she has Orb. So, like, it's fine. Like, I literally just eat this, and I just sit here, and I just wait the bubble out. And then after that, I can think, okay, am I going to commit on the Zarya, or am I going to go after someone else? Because I can now hear the soldier for sure. Like, he's shooting right now. So you 100% could go over the soldier and kill him at this moment in time. But no matter what, using Fortify here is going to cost you this fight. Because, like, how can you win? Oh, yeah, you're actually going to kill him ultimate. The Zen is grossly out of position. You're going to get grabbed in. Now you don't have Fortify, which is unfortunate. Spins right call to try to stay alive. Great. Yeah, you're chilling. So that's the last bubble. I see this. I'm like, look, the Zarya's got to be in her final bubble. Which is correct.
Yeah.
Right? So after this, I commit and follow through. Right? Because I'm at full health right now. I have Coalescence here. Do you know how much Coalescence heals?
I think it's... I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm
a
not really
lot
good with
or little?
Coalescence is... I would say it's quite a bit. It's a lot. I don't
it's
know
a lot.
The number, though.
It's 140, I believe, a second. So...
Okay.
So you knew that, right? Because like, again, it's not about the exact numbers. It's like, what do you do with it, right? Because if Coalescence,
Yeah.
it's not like obvious in the game, right? If Coalescence heals 25 health a second, I'm not going to change my decision making because of that. But if you tell me Coalescence heals for 300 health a second, I'm definitely going to do something different. Like the same way if Zen Trance is pop, you probably go in with it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Same deal with Coalescence, right? Coalescence is popped right now. It heals a lot, and you know it's a lot. So right now, I'd push in with the Coalescence because the trance has ended. See? Like, you could have gone in with the Coalescence, because you only have 3 seconds here for Fortify, but the thing is, they're not really going to be able to outdamage that, that Coalescence terribly much, and you'll be up here, and now your Fortify and Spin are off cooldown, and then you could spin into the Zen, right? Spin him against the wall, Javelin, kill him, then pop Fortify and turn on the Zarya or whoever else is there.
Yeah.
So the opportunity is there, you just got to see it. So you're going to spin in right now, and you're going to pop an ulti. So this actually ends up being a pretty good ulti. They have no real way to deal with this. Kill a Zen, and you pop Fortify right away. The thing is, do I need to pop Fortify right now?
No, not really. I got both my healers alive. I don't need it, and I have full health.
You have full health, right? 2 people just died, and obviously, like, Fortify is not an ultimate. It's not like you need to save it for anything. But I would just note, like, until I have information that tells me Fortify is needed here, I'm probably going to save it, right? Until I start at least taking a meaningful amount of damage. Going for the Valk Mercy is almost always the wrong call. It's, like, impossible to kill her as most tanks.
Yeah.
So try to poke down the Hanzo. I honestly wouldn't spend too much time doing this because it's actually quite difficult to kill him if he just crouches, but this is a higher value thing. That's fine.
I missed it. I was
honestly, this is not a big deal.
And I had to take it, but she just went around that corner, perfect timing.
It's okay. Honestly, like missing this is not a big deal, right? This is just as likely that I would have missed this. Now I just commit and kill the soldier. Right? Yep. Kill the soldier. All right. Yep. Mercy villain. Yep. Excellent javelin. All right, another Fortify popped on your full health, right? And Zarya's dead. Okay, great. We're going to cap. The problem is now you have to play perfectly on the way out because you gave up so much time.
Yeah, I gave up time, and I also used that Fortify when I probably could have saved that.
Yep. Okay, so where do we want to play here?
I want to play probably up on the high ground on the top right.
Over here?
No, down, like on the green, like grassy area, like between these 2 pillars right there. I think that's a good kind of area, yeah. And then I can kind of weave, in and out between the pillars and stuff like that.
I think this is okay, right? I think that depending on lineups and the positioning, I think I like to play here, right? And I like to play somewhere in here to be able to react. Because one of the things is, if they have a team that rushes down this side and you have like somebody over here who is vulnerable, you need to be able to intercept that. And that's actually going to cost you, I think, the game at one point later on, where you're just not able to match them out. Because Orisa is fundamentally, she's like an aggressive but defensive hero at the same time, because the best quality that you have is just being able to stop what the enemy team does. You're not great at getting kills or picks unless the enemy team is going to force a fight, because you just don't have the mobility to do so. But if the enemy team like tries to go away, you're like the best hero in the game to be like, I will not let you go this direction, because you'll have to burn through like 1,500 damage on me in order to make me move. So I would note here is, you said that you'd like to play up here, but how far back are you right now?
Too far back. Yeah,
very far back,
up.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have all 5 people here. So if I play up here, right? Because really, where does the enemy team want to go? The enemy team wants to take this spot right here, this spot right here, right? This spot right here, this spot right here, right? All of these spots give them angles and cover to apply pressure to my team, which is why if I'm playing here, I deny everything, right? Other than this doorway, like maybe they can sneak through. But if I'm here, I deny everything. But this is relatively forward. I might get picked here. But if I play here, you'll notice that I can still deny a lot of these possible options. This one I can't touch that, right? That's like outside of my realm. But like these 3 spots, I can all deny angles for them to take shots at people if I play that spot. But if you're all the way back here at statue, what can you really do here?
There's not really much. I'm just letting them take whatever space they want.
Exactly. And especially playing against a Hanzo or a sniper, you're rolling the dice, right? Every shot he takes is a possible pick. I want to make the shots as hard and as infrequent as possible.
Yeah.
All right. So, quick note about time. It's already been 40 minutes.
Oh my gosh, already.
Yeah. So, do you want me to like accelerate the pace of things, or what do you think?
Accelerate a little bit. Yeah,
Okay,
I think
all right,
so. So we can get as much coverage as we can.
Yep. Okay. So we're gonna play over here, right? Get the soldier. You go in on the Zarya. I think this is actually pretty good because the Zarya is actually pretty exposed here, and I think you recognize that right away. So I would just pop this bubble. I wouldn't have popped Fortify there, but you're trying to kill her. Unfortunately, Visor gets popped high ground, but I think this is actually a perfectly fine play, right? I think that you made pretty much the best. Like, this Zarya is clearly out of position. There's no supports on top of her. I think you're trying to burn her down as fast as possible. Like, you know,
I was trying to push her towards my players. I saw she was out of position. Let's put her even more out of position.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I couldn't get the kill.
Yeah, but the thing is, even you kill her, you're gonna lose. But like, that's the thing is, if you make too many mistakes in a round, like you start putting yourself like up to the fate of chance, right? In terms of like how it's gonna play out here, and that's where things get kind of problematic. All right, so second round. We're gonna go over here. So in the Orisa versus Orisa matchup, I'll just give you the quick tips. So ideally, right, you're looking for the opportunity where you're gonna force out Fortify, then after Fortify, you're gonna force out Spin, then you pop Fortify and kill her. Right?
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of things to go right, but that's the general idea. As soon as she pops Fortify, I want to hide, right, around the corner, or use Spin to mitigate the damage. Some combination of the two of those things. I might even turn my head to make sure that she can't get headshots against me, but I want to follow her. After Fortify is over, she's going to use Spin to keep herself alive. That's fine, right? And I'll just stay within range of her. Then I pop Fortify, and then she dies. At that point, there is nothing that is going to save her, because I'm going to walk into her face, I'm going to shoot her with Fortify, and she has like 5-6 seconds until she can use Spin again. Fortify won't be up. So she has to wait until the next Spin is up, right, in order to survive, and that's more than enough time for me to kill her. Because at that point, I'm going to be doing something like 200 to 260 damage per second, just shooting her at point blank with Fortify. So that's
one thing I've noticed is whoever used Fortify first is the one who dies. That happens a lot.
Exactly, right? So when you're coming up here, when I realized, oh, by the way, I would probably spun this to get to the corner a little faster.
Yeah.
So, shooting here. Okay, this is fine, right? This is fine. She used Fortify. That's fine. I don't want to commit here, right? Because if I go out here, I'm going to have to use Fortify. So I just chill right here because I can't stop Fair or Mercy anyway. There's nothing I can reasonably do here. So I'm going to chill this corner, right? Or here, wherever I got to do and block the damage. Because you really don't want to be going in right now. See? Like, she managed to knock your Bastion back and then is mitigating a lot of that damage. If you just stay in front of him with the Fortify, then you're in good shape. Now, right now, I can think about, hey, can I commit? Because she's used Spin, and she's used Fortify. Now you pop Fortify and you kill her. Even through purple, I would just kill her. And see, you're backing up right now unnecessarily. Like, you have 325, but like, you pop Fortify, it halves your damage. I think you really need to be blocking the damage right now, and your Bastion's going to die as a result. Especially once the nade went in, you should have realized that your
I should have body blocked.
Yep. Right. You can chase the soldier here, right? Great. Excellent Javelin. So, Mercy's go. You can't quite get it. I think that's fair. I think that you could have spun this off one. Nah, you couldn't have made it. Right? That's fine. Right? Excellent Javelin in the corner. Got the Mercy. So, I wouldn't have used a spin because there's a pretty good chance I need it in a second. But you pop Fortify. Good. Kill the Pharaoh. Right? I'm saying your aim is definitely not a problem here whatsoever. Right? You're definitely getting kills when you have the opportunities. It's just all about the ability timing. All right.
Yeah.
So, skipping through. Alright, so, generally speaking, you play somewhere around here, somewhere around here, somewhere around here. But you end up rotating all the way over here, and now you're in the room, which is starting to give people angles, right? This could be a kill. This could have been a kill right now, if you're not careful. So I really want to be shutting that down. Right? You see how you're like kind of out of position here on the right, and now the Orisa gets in. So she spins, you spin, okay, great, that's fine. Right? Now we pop Fortify, shoot it, right? Fight it out. But I would note that you also hear/see the soldier here, like on top of you. Like, you can hear him shooting you right now. I would just turn and kill the soldier at point blank right now. This is also a good reason not to waste Javelin on the tank.
Yeah.
Right? She's already fortified anyway, but even then, like, it wouldn't have been great value. So saving Javelin right now for when the soldier's on top of you, this is quite an easy kill right now if you go for the soldier.
Yeah.
You're still not noticing the soldier at any moment in time here.
Yeah, I think I got a little tunnel vision right there for sure.
Exactly. Like, this is easy, because we've seen you get these kills.
Yeah.
Good knockoff. Excellent environmental. So, 2 kills here. You're unfortunately not going to get either one of them.
Yeah, I should have had him.
You should just confirm a first kill before you start going for the second, right? It's like you shoot the
javelin. I should have used it.
Yeah.
I should have used the javelin first, and then it would have been easier to get the second kill.
Yeah. But you turn out the Ana.
Instead,
maybe you think you get a kill, but I think you could have double killed both of them there and then killed the Mercy after. But you're still going to win this round, which is good. So Widow's dead. We're pushing in right now. I think this is quite dangerous, right? Because you're not taking a 5-on-4, but the Cassidy is out of position, so you get the pick right away. I think at higher ranks, this is very inconsistent. Most likely Cassidy lives there, right? Because the supports are faster to save. But you're going to ulti in, right? Get the soldier low. He dies. Okay, great. You get Javelin. You're pushing in. I think now you spin going fast, right? Now I got to go fast. I don't even worry about this, but... Oh, yeah. There, Orisa just jumped. Literally, I watched from her perspective. She just jumps off the map. All right, going for the Diana. Great, excellent. Up here, poking, right? Roadhog, good. Right. Most important thing is cut off angles. So you're gonna pop Fortify here to stop the hook. I don't think this is necessary because if you get hooked here, you're not gonna die, right?
I could have broke the hook too if I kept moving to the right.
Could have broke the hook. You could use spin and just walk backwards. You could just walk backwards without spin. Like you're not gonna die here at full health. There's just no way. So now you don't have Fortify, which is bad because now if you need it, you're not gonna have it available. I would not do this. So you see, when the Roadhog goes to the left like that, right now, what's the Roadhog looking for?
He's looking for a hook, another hook, I think.
Exactly. Is he looking for a hook on you?
No, probably my support.
Exactly, right?
Right of me, yeah.
Look at his perspective. He's looking not at you, but at the support. So what should you do?
Yeah. I should get in front of
Exactly,
that.
right? I want to get over here and make sure that he can't get a good line of sight. I want to be sitting in his field of view. I want to be sitting in his field of view like this. That way he doesn't have a clean hook here. And if he does get the hook, then I step forward, right? And then stop him, like break it with spin or javelin or whatever I need to do, or just body block to make sure the support doesn't die. That's the only scenario we lose here, right? We're in really, really good shape because especially because the Widow just got a kill. So I just really need to make sure that he does not get a hook there. This spin is unfortunate because you're actually knocking him towards your Moira. As a note, spin only does like 50 damage a second, give or take. So spin does very little damage against anybody that's not a squishy. Like if you're trying to attack Kiriko or Genji, sure, you spin, right? Because they're hard to small hitbox, thin, mobile, hard to hit. Against tanks, you should almost never use spin for damage. Because you do 130, like you're giving up like something like 60% of your damage by using spin right now instead of shooting. You javelin him off the map, which is incredible that he went that far. I would not have expected that. You pop Fortify. This is all fine. Yep, good. Excellent. Get the kills. So stepping forwards. So you're playing really, really, really far up now. So why are you playing this far up?
I don't know why.
So
I don't know why.
I think playing up here is very dangerous. Again, like people could get hooks, people could get picks. I want to play back here, and I want my team to play back here because I want to force the enemy into this one choke, and then I have ultimate, I pop ultimate, and we win. By playing up here, there's a chance that they can bypass me, my team can get picked, but your team's kind of playing around your body language, right? You play up, they play up, because they're instinctively kind of following that. If you play back, they're going to back up too. This is crazy. Yeah, so obviously that was not, like you're like really, really deep into the back line right now. Now you have to pop Fortify just to try to get away. You're using spin, your Ana should have died there trying to save you. You should get hooked. If I was the Roadhog, I'd hook you backwards right now, because you're going to die. Right? I'm pretty sure he has hook. Oh, he doesn't have hook right now. Very, very lucky. Yep. Play here. Right now, I'm try to get the Roadhog out of position, and now you have no real cooldowns. Fortunately, he pops early. Bastion gets hooked, and you see what would have been an easy win now ends up being like a scary fight, right? Because now we're gonna lose here, and now we need to reset. But because you were playing up, that was kind of the core problem.
Yeah.
Roadhog also out of position. You pop Fortify unnecessarily. Try to knock him down. Ana, good job, right? Get the kill here. Excellent. Really, really big play. Work the Mercy down. Mercy's low. Yeah, spin it. I would have spin in to just kill the Cassidy. Cassidy was more consistent of the kill. It's not like you need to go for the soldier here. He's not going to kill everybody. But, alright, good. Second round over. So, things went well there overall. Good. So, we're going to walk out here. 3, 2, 1, right? Now we're looking, and what do I see? I see, okay, well, there's the Cassidy. There's the Rhine. Right? And maybe we want to see the Reaper. Why are we going this way?
I'm not really sure why. I think maybe I'm just trying to get them surrounded. Try to get behind the shield, because that's something maybe thinking in my head. I'm not sure why.
So, generally speaking, Orisa's not a good off-angler, right? This is the off-angle, this is main, right? Either one of these paths is main. When you go off-angle, it's going to give them more space to shoot your team and potentially pressure team. So, for example, as you keep rotating, what if the Rhine charges over here, right, with assistance and kills your Bastion or your Ana or whomever, right? So, that's something to think about is you're very, very good against other brawl tanks for the most part. Try to take those fights head on. I think there's no problem with you just going straight at them here, especially because eventually they're going to cap the point, and I want to make sure they don't cap the point by being near the point and stalling it out.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they are the ones that are boxing themselves in already. Like, I get the idea that you're like, hey, look, the thing is, we already have this angle, we have this angle, we have this angle. But if you go this way, right, what's the point of that? So I just need to go up, and I want to lock people in place so that we can finally get kills. We already have the space advantage against them because they went to point first. So
we
I would
got
just
the
be
space, and we got the 2 angles that I should have went straight in.
Yeah. So you're gonna go for the Life Weaver here. You also throw a Javelin of no value, which is unfortunate because you're on top of the Life Weaver right now. So Javelin here would have been huge. That would have been a kill right there. This
spin, been a guaranteed kill if I had the Javelin.
Presumably was try to kill a Life Weaver, which you still could have killed because the second you step into the room, right, you spin here. Where could he be?
He has to be in the corner.
He has to be in the corner because he already used dash, right? There's no way you saw him use dash, so there's no way he could be anywhere else other than the corner to your right. You also would have heard the footstep, so you should have confirmed the kill on the Life Weaver there as well. They're capping the point right now. I fortify. I want to make sure that they do not cap this point. Unfortunately, you didn't step on point. Despite having fortify, you absolutely had to step on the point because now even if we win the fight, like, they might actually get 25% plus here on the point. So, Fortify used, now you need to slow down because you don't have Fortify, unfortunately. Right, Ryan charges out, okay, I'll look, hey, what's going on? I'm not worried about capping point now I'm worried about winning the fight. So, May's here, okay, she blocks, fine, look for, whatever else you can get. The Reinhardt's, like, while you're looking at the May, I'm pretty sure the Ryan's available. Right, you could hear the Ryan jumping towards you, like, you could have done literally 200 plus damage to him right now just by aiming at him while waiting for the May block. Now you pop Fortify. May, because I chase it, right?
Yeah.
Because you just pop Fortify, you know she doesn't have block here, you Javelin her, just chase her out. At this point, they literally can't stop you because you're fortified. They cannot kill you or CC you at all. You have 2 seconds left. I chase this out and kill the May. Kill the May, kill the Ana, like whatever I gotta do. At a minimum, I want to force both of them all the way down here, and then I turn around and kill whoever's on point. But playing slow here is no good, and your team is dying. May stays alive, gets pulled, and now the fight's over. Alright. Looking at next fight. So, Ana's way out of position. What did you use Javelin for? I think it's an okay Javelin. I think it was very obvious to me that was not going to be in time. But you notice that you have a great opportunity right now. If you just Javelin to her right, this is an easy Javelin kill. But right on top of you, why are you popping Fortify?
Yeah, I need to save my Javelins for sure when I know I can almost guarantee its effectiveness.
Yep. Like, don't throw low percentage Javelins when you can wait 3 seconds and get a high percentage Javelin.
Yeah.
But right now,
I've done that too many times.
Yep. Ryan's not particularly dangerous at this moment in time. I don't need to be popping, like, Fortify. And now I've used Fortify, and I've used Javelin, and I've used Spin, and now it's really hard for me to push in. Plus, this Ryan has Shatter, and I know he has Shatter. Because Ryan gets Shatter every other fight. We're now definitely into Shatter territory. So I 1000% need to be saving Fortify right now for Shatter. And then counter Shatter with Fortify to try to block it, save myself, and then get in his way to make sure he can't kill my team.
Yeah.
But at this point, he's just going to walk forwards and Shatter, and that's going to be it. Right, go for the Ana. Right, purple. But he's killed 3, that's fine, right? Just die quickly. It's good, because if you look, this is actually good for you. I know it doesn't feel good in the moment, but they actually just popped 3 ultimates to win that fight unnecessarily for 1. Yeah. So ult economy, excellent, right? That was really, really, really good. I know it doesn't feel that way in the moment, but, like, understanding, like...
because I'm like, I died.
Yeah, silver lining, like, think, like, okay, what do they pop there? They pop 3? Fine, we're in good shape. You're running towards the point because you're anxious, right? You pop Fortify here because I think you hear the Rhine charging into you, which I think is a good call. At this point, I'm like, look, if they're going to wall me off, just kill the Rhine. Right?
Yeah.
Because literally they're blocking line of sight right now. Now I turn the Rhine. You can also hear your Bastion shooting. So just turn here and then double team. He can't block both of you at the same time, right? Spin him, shoot him, whatever you got to do. But you're kind of ignoring the Rhine right now. And now you spin on the point. I think you're trying way too hard to try to get a good ultimate in. Versus, like, look, take what they give me and then use ultimate when the opportunity arises. Because it looks to me that you're tunnel visioned, like, I need to ult here and I'm not going to do anything until I pop ultimate.
That's exactly what I do. That is straight up 100% accurate. I was tunnel visioned. Yeah.
I will say that Orisa ultimate's generally one of the weaker tank ultimates in the game, so expecting it to carry you through fights is not consistent. Alright. Alright, you break charge, it's fine, right? Spin out. Who do you go for right now?
I should finish to Rhine.
Okay, finishing Rhine is a possibility, but
There's a healer right next to him.
Can you finish the Rhine? So he can just hold shield right now, right? Unless you have a way to knock him off, which you're not going to have because spin's about to expire. You don't spin, you don't javelin. If you just hold shield right now, this Rhine is going to have 345 plus 136, 354 plus 136. He's about 500 health right now. And he has a Life Weaver right next to him. So by the time you blow through the shield, it's going to take you, what, like 3-4 seconds to get through. The Life Weaver is also going to heal roughly 60 health a second. The Rhine is another 240 health. You probably see where I'm going here. Like, the Rhine is a lot less killable than you think he is. But, as a reminder, who else did we see right now? It's not the Life Weaver. Life Weaver's not vulnerable either because the Life Weaver's outside and not in a position. But what about this Mei, right? Does she have block?
No, she doesn't.
Correct. Why doesn't she have block?
She used it, so...
That's right. So the Mei is actually the correct target here, not the Rhine. The Mei here needs to die. Granted, the Junkrat kills you for you, but the fact that you're not seeing that is what we're trying to work on, right? Who is actually killable here? Because, you see, the Rhine's not dying right now. See? Like, there's not even a Life Weaver. You still can't... Like, you're struggling to kill him.
Yeah.
So I'm just noting, like, this is going to come up a lot. It's like some people you think are killable, they're not actually killable. Okay. I think you're fortifying here for the sleep dart?
Yeah.
Did she even use sleep? She just threw grenade.
Maybe I expected it.
Yeah, this is a big deal. Using fortify here, this is why, like in this situation, I would never walk this far out, right? Just play tight to the corner. Oh, sleep dart coming, just step here. Even if I get slept, no big deal, right? Get woken up, and we're fine. But
just jiggle peek the corner right there. Would have been better.
Popping fortify here is disastrous. And now you see we're running out here, and we're stuck in the open once again without fortify. My team's panicked, so they're going to nano me because they're scared. The good news is this Reaper's going to die instantly. All right, Mei blocks, right? You're body blocking the doorway. This is good, right? Spin all off, great. I don't know why this Rhine's charging in. Good. But I've noted that, like, it's frankly quite lucky that you won this fight because you did a lot of things wrong here. What you really want to be doing, obviously not popping fortify here, but if they're going right, I want to be already at this doorway, stopping them from moving in because I'm so good at it, right? I don't want to let them in. And if they do push in, I let them come in, then I pop fortify and then re-aggress.
Yeah.
I don't even want to give them a chance to try to do anything. I want to pin them in the room. Going in here and spinning was crazy. Like, it could have ended very, very poorly for you.
Yeah, I think I got lucky there.
Yeah. So, again, don't need to be super aggressive here, right? Just chill a little bit. Don't want to get trapped, right? Literally trapped, like, and figuratively trapped. But, like, you see, like, your Mercy is like, oh, what's going on? So she's going to follow you in because she's scared, but she's also being chased by a Reaper. But this Reaper never can do anything if I'm just out here at the corner, right? And I'm like, hey, look, oh, I hear the Reaper. I just rotate to this side. And I'm right here. I'm like, okay, cool. Now the Reaper's like, oh, God, and he Wraith forms back in. That's excellent value. Getting stuck in this room with everybody, like, shooting you from 3 different directions, popping Fortify now, which you really shouldn't have or shouldn't have needed to use, is a huge problem. So now Nano gets popped. He dies, fortunately, right? On the Ana, and you're going to clean this up, I think. Yeah. So, good, right? Still feels like a close game, but remember, like, the mentality here is we just got to figure out where they are and meet them where they are, right? As Orisa, that's pretty much always our game plan.
Did you see that? I was trying to tell my team that he was coming there because I saw him walk, but I don't think my team knew what I was trying to do. But
the thing is, but why am I not here? Like, you even pinged it. That's what's confusing to me is I'd be like, oh, if you know they're coming pool, right? This is called pool. If you know they're coming pool, why aren't you here? Again, like, they only have, like, 7-8 seconds to get to the point. If I literally just stand here, what are they going to do about it?
Yeah, I could have just stood there, used my cooldowns, and...
Like, I think you could have won this without shooting a bullet, just by standing here, right? Using Fortify and Spin. And your Mercy gets caught here, but, like, this should never... Like, granted, it's a mistake by the Mercy, but this should never happen if you just prevent the Rhine from going anywhere. Now you're down a player right away. Tyra goes in and kills. Of all people, you're aiming for the Reinhardt, even though the Reinhardt's, like, way over here. Like, this is only so much you could do, right? I guess you sort of need to save your Ana here. You spin out. Problem is, now your Ana gets killed, and the fact that you lost control of the point is why everyone ends up getting killed. Right? Yeah. Like, it ends up being reasonably competitive, but your team is eventually gonna die here, and that's gonna be it. Right? So again, rewinding back, you even know they're there because you're paying it. So you're like, hey, look, and you could have just played, like, this corner right here would be perfectly fine in case they rotate and go somewhere else weird. They don't have a lot of time to rotate, but, like, you can hear it, but fine, right? Be like, oh, look, they're going this way, just shut it down. Just shut it down completely, and what, the Junkrat might make a play up here? If he does, so be it. What are we going to do about it? right? But you got Tyre coming. The Mercy never would have died. The Rhine would never be in. They'd all be trapped here. You pop Fortify, you pop ulti, game's over.
Yeah, I should have just stood there. I would have completely changed the outcome.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. Questions. Yes. How can I help
I don't know if I have questions. I see like watching it from like actually watching the game, you really can notice mistakes so much easier than like when you're actually playing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can definitely see how I'm taking low opportunity javelins versus, just waiting a couple seconds for a higher opportunity. I think maybe I'm a little too aggressive sometimes and I start pushing forward. Okay. How do I move from here? How do I think.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. Obviously, we can all improve at all the different aspects, right? Even I can improve at still lots of things. I can look at any replay that I have, and I for sure can pick out dozens of things. I'm like, okay, I could have done this better. One aspect of it is just prioritizing, right? Especially things that are easier to do, right? When people, I sometimes coach people, they're like, oh, like how do I improve my aim? Like aim is like the hardest thing to improve, right? It requires so much effort to like grind away and train at it. The easiest thing is to improve decision making. Number one, like overwhelmingly, I would say the biggest single thing that you can improve on easily. Fortify. Save Fortify for when you really need it. You know this, like intellectually, like we talked about at the beginning. Like that you want to save Fortify, but when we watch the gameplay, I would say 75% plus of your Fortifies were unnecessary.
Yeah.
So that's like the easiest single biggest value, right? Fortify. And that goes very, very quickly with number 2, which is spin. I wouldn't say your spins are bad. I'd say only probably like 40-50% of the spins are like bad, but the fact that you aren't using spin in place of Fortify is what's causing you to use Fortify. Because you're like, I'm taking damage, I'm scared. That's when you use spin instead of, or don't pop anything, get cover, right? But you're not using spin enough and often using your Fortify. Because like the cooldowns are so different that you should get at least twice as many spins to Fortify as a ratio in a game. But in reality, because sometimes I don't pop Fortify for like literally a minute plus at a time, it's actually something like 4-1 between spins and Fortifies and practical gameplay of how often I'm using spin.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I would say Fortify number 1, spin number 2. Number 3 is, as you pointed out, like general positioning / space / aggressiveness. Okay?
Yeah.
Orisa is actually a fairly straightforward tank, right? Don't try to off angle, don't try to flank, generally don't, I would say, especially at your level, like don't try to do anything sneaky. Just worry about like, look, this is the main attack path for their team when they're playing Brawl. When they play Dive, it's going to get more complicated. But when they're playing Brawl, be like, where are they trying to go? I'm going to stop them. Where do they want to go? I don't want them to go there.
Yeah.
Like it sometimes is literally that easy, just being an anchor and preventing them from at least one main angle of making any progress, right? Force them to consume resources and time to try to force you back from that position and just matching them. I think sometimes you're trying to like bypass people to try to get kills, which sometimes works, but sometimes it's easier to just stand in front of them and be like, look, fine, like don't pass. You shall not pass. That kind of thing. And then the fourth one would be identifying who is actually killable, right? Tanks are rarely as killable as they look because tanks have so many ways to mitigate damage, like suddenly, because by nature of the role. So yeah, tanks really, really tough to kill, but noticing when people pop cooldowns, often on your screen, often because of things that you did, then chasing them down and killing them, really, really good value. And then I would say fifth, down at the bottom there, is Javelin. Right? Like, yes, you could be throwing better Javelin. Yes, it will definitely make a difference, but it's not the single biggest thing, like, priority. You can still work on it in conjunction with it. Like, you can work on all these things at the same time, but, like, that's not the thing that pops out as, like, oh, this is making a massive difference in your play. Like, you could be just the same accuracy with Javelin, but if you did the other ones, you'd easily be in plat, like, without a problem.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Again, it's funny. I talk about all the ranks regularly. When people are like, oh, describe the ranks, I would say at bronze, people don't know what their hero does, and they don't know what all the other heroes do. At silver, you know what your hero does, and you know what, but you don't know what all the other heroes do, right? In terms of like, oh, when I'm fighting a Rhine versus a Reaper versus a Winston, like how do I play differently? At gold, it's a level where you start putting that stuff together, but you still are making like a major mistake, like literally every 5 seconds. Which is seriously, like, when you watch the game, like, we're picking out, like, okay, this was like a critical move. And the thing is, like, when you play against higher ranked players, like, they pick that out so quickly. Like, when I play against, let's say, mid masters players, they're still making mistakes every single fight that I capitalize on. It may not result in a kill, but it results in an advantage. I take space away from them, I trade damage better than they do, right? I push them back, and that stuff accrues over and over and over again. Over the course of the match, I just completely wipe them out. And they feel like they're like, I feel like I'm playing the same, but like, why are they losing? Because they don't see the things that I see. So getting from gold to platinum is just cleaning up these major mistakes, like not abilities where you're like, oh wow, like as I point out, like 75% of your fortifies are just totally unnecessary. You drop that number down to like 25%, that's plat right there. Like literally just at a moment where you're like
mistakes.
Exactly. Right? But it's like, look,
mistakes and capitalize on everyone else's mistakes.
Exactly, right? And that seems like simplistic, but like we have a framework for how to get there, and it's through primarily like we're looking at ability usage, because that's the easiest things to clean up. Positioning is way harder because positioning is much more situational, right? Like if they were running dive here, if they had a Sombra who's touching the point, like, you know, what do we do here? If like my Mercy got picked at the beginning of the fight, does that change where I play? Much, much, much harder. But ability usage, like, do I need to fortify? No, don't pop it. That's easy. Right? And I think ability usage alone will get you, just cleaning that up, get you into plat. And at plat, you're going to need to worry about more about, you know, things like ult economy and things like space, and like thinking about like how to counter a little more, especially dealing with like a lot of specialized situations.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really good. I think this was actually really helpful, and I think maybe just watching my own replays and kind of thinking of what you were telling me, and I can maybe watch my own replays better. But yeah, I think this is a good start, and then maybe in like a week, maybe we can do another one.
Sure, happy to do so. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording here.